Hidden in the hills of Bolton are tales that whisper of ghosts, legends and forgotten mysteries. Today, I'll share 5 folklore stories that'll chill you to the bones.
Welcome to Mysterious Lore. The last drink of the Earl.
Our first tale takes us to one of the oldest pubs in Britain, the Old Man and Scythe. It's mentioned in records as far back as 1251, but this isn't just a place for a pint, it's a place for ghosts. In 1651, James Stanley, the 7th Earl of Derby, spent his final hours here before his execution. He was executed in Bolton due to his part of the English Civil War in 1644, when the parliamentary town was stormed and captured by royalist forces under Prince Rupert, and it was alleged that up to 1,600 of Bolton's defenders and inhabitants were slaughtered, and the fighting became known as a massacre at Bolton, a staple of parliamentary propaganda. James Stanley applied to Parliament for a pardon, but even though Oliver Cromwell was on his side, the pardon was rejected and he was condemned to death. He was beheaded in 1651 at the Market Cross on Church Gate, Bolton, outside the Man and Scythe Inn where he was kept captive. The Market Cross bears an inscribed tablet commemorating the execution, and inside the inn is the chair inscribed 15th of October 1651. In this chair, James, Earl of Derby, sat at the Man and Scythe Inn, Church Gate, Bolton, immediately prior to his execution. Locals claim his restless spirit has never left.
The costume dresser.
So here we are at the Octagon Theatre in Bolton. The Octagon Theatre was opened in 1968. It hosted a wide variety of productions, including drama, comedy and music. There's a lady here that was working from the start called Vida Swift. She worked as the wardrobe mistress, the costume dresser, however you want to say it, and she was known to her dedication for the costumes and meticulous eyes for detail. Vida loved the theatre deeply, and when she passed away in the 70s, many people believe that she's never truly left the theatre. Actors and backstage crew report strange happenings, doors opening and closing with no one there, footsteps in the wings and on the stage when it's empty, and a faint figure has been seen drifting near the costume department and the stage control box. Some say she appears as a shadowy outline, others describe her as a comforting presence, as if she's ensuring that every actor looks perfect before stepping out onto the stage under the lights. Performers have been claimed to have an unseen hand brushing down their costume, just as Vida used to do. Is it the ghost of Vida they are seeing, or is it just the actors with their pre-staged nerves? I'll let you decide.
The Whispering Loom.
Okay, so here we are now at the Holland Manor. It's a 16th century Tudor manor once owned by Samuel Crompton. Samuel Crompton and his family were known throughout the area for generations as smallholders and weavers. He invented a machine called the spinning mule, which sped up the cotton industry, as they were using just the traditional methods and his spinning wheel could do two jobs at once, revolutionising the industry. He sold his spinning wheel to a lot of manufacturers, but he could not afford a patent. He therefore revealed this machine secret on the promise that the manufacturers would pay him. All he received was £60, about £9,000 in today's money. Years later, in 1812, when there were at least 360 mills using 4.6 million mule spindles, Parliament granted him £5,000, which is just under £310,000 in today's money. He used it to enter businesses unsuccessfully, first as a bleacher and then as a cotton merchant and spinner. Unfortunately, due to bad advice and bad investments, he lost all his money and became penniless. By the time of his death, on the 26th of June 1827, he was in quite a lot of debt, and his daughter, who was left to care for him in his old age, received his assets worth only £25, which is just over 2,000 in today's money. His ghost is reported to be still haunting the rooms of the hall in the wood, and he's been known to have been seen in the corridors, in his thinking room where the mule was invented, and in the Great Hall itself.
The tale of the screaming skulls and the rustling dress.
So we're now at Turton Tower, which is a bit of a controversial one. It's 4 miles north of Bolton, so we're still in the proximity of Bolton. However, it actually comes under Blackburn Council. So is it Blackburn? Is it Bolton? We'll stick with the Bolton one for today. So Turton Tower, as you can see behind me, has a couple of different stories. One of them is the woman in the rustling dress, a spirit who's said to haunt the towers, gliding down the corridors into different rooms. Her gown is whispering across the floors at night, and people can hear it scratching along the floor. The second, darker tale is the tale of the screaming skulls. In the 1700s, 2 skulls were unearthed at a nearby farm. Each time they were removed from the property, horrific screams echoed through the night, and the poltergeist activity followed. The terrified locals around the hall returned the skulls to the ground, where they still remain to this day, silent but sinister. Is it the ghost of the skulls, or is it just the whistling of the wind through the trees of the forest? I'll let you decide. Leave a comment below to what you think could be the source of the screaming, and also let me know what you think. Should it be Bolton, or should we have this for Blackburn?
The bleeding footprint.
So we're just outside the Smithills Hall in Bolton. You can just see the hall behind me. In 1554, there was a Protestant preacher named George Marsh was held here under duress before his execution. In his defiance to leave, George Marsh stamped his foot allegedly in the hall, and as such left a footprint in the stone. George was dragged off to his execution. And from then moments on, every year of his anniversary of the death, it's said that the footprint in the stone starts to bleed, and a dark figure in black with striking white hair can be seen in the doorway of the hall. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you've seen, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you've been to any of these places and have your own experiences, or there's somewhere that you'd like us to go and tell a story of, leave it in the comments and we can have a look at it. Thank you.